Welcome to a brand new episode of Snobcast. What's going on, guys?
Imagine we just stay quiet this whole time. We just let you talk.
That's all I need is because my internet's already shit. So I just need everyone not to talk so I can just let myself off.
You don't lag out?
No, it's fine. You're going to be okay.
Because Tom apparently fixed my internet yesterday. He came over, which became a very lit afternoon.
Oh, my God.
And
I'm still on the road to recovery from that one.
Yeah, we could tell. But you guys are doing good, Tom?
Yeah, I'm back. I came. I'm alive. I'm good. Yesterday was a very interesting afternoon.
It was fun. It was improv.
It escalated super quick.
It did. We have no choice because it's a curfew. Steve, you're good?
I'm good. In fact, at one point of the day, it wasn't raining. Then it was. And
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Thank you, meteorologist, hype man Steve, ladies and gentlemen. But we're excited again this week because we're just getting guests. You know, it's like a plethora of guests the last few weeks.
Plethora.
Is
No,
that
I'm with,
plethora,
I'm
not
gonna go with
plethora.
No, I'm with you, Johnny.
You call it a clitoris or a clitoris?
Listen, this is not how we want to start this episode.
Well, there you go.
I mean, yes, we have a lot of guests this month, and it's cool to be having these people on with us. And today is no different. We have a fantastic guest joining us right now. He's on a great new show called the Parker Andersons and Amelia Parker. Please give a warm Snobcast welcome to Arnold Pinnock.
Yeah. I have to give you a clap because you pronounced my last name perfect. So.
Hey, the last thing I want is the clap. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you for being on with us. These three dudes that talk shit all the time, and we can't wait to talk shit with you. So.
Yeah.
Because I'm on a youth show, there'll be no cussing from me.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, got you.
Chef Tom, I am curious to know what kind of drink you got there.
I got it's Santiago de Cuba rum with a little bit of cardamom and coffee syrup. It's very good.
Oh,
wow. What time of day is it there?
It is 5:30 or something.
5:36. Yeah.
Yeah. You made it.
Yeah, drink away, bro.
Yeah.
You're in beautiful snowy. I'm guessing it's snowy. I don't know.
It can be
Winnipeg,
snowy. We're in the same country.
Well, yeah, but we're very far apart.
It depends.
I'm in Winnipeg. It's actually really cool. I haven't been here in a minute. I'm here prepping for a show I'm doing called The Porter on CBC and BET, and I'm really excited about that. Yeah,
It's like a hotel porter.
What?
No, sleeping car porters in the 1920s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds really interesting, actually.
Yeah, way better than what you said. That was
Next one. Hotel porters, man.
Hotel board.
They know stuff.
season 2. You know, like
After the crash of the train industry, I had to move to the hotel business.
yeah, there you go.
You know these black people already, man. What the heck?
That's it. We're canceled.
Hitman Steve.
Hitman Steve. But thank you. Just to be clear, Arnold, you are Canadian, right?
I'm British.
You're British.
Yeah, British Canadian. Very proud of being British Canadian. But I was born in Birmingham, England. Moved over to Canada when I was around 12. So, but family's still there. My brothers and sisters live with me here. So we have that. I'm British Jamaican Canadian is what we like to say.
Oh wow. That's
very nice.
You know what? You don't get the British too much. Like I don't hear like a very heavy accent.
I'll tune into the show.
I was just gonna say, like, because when I was watching the show yesterday, I said, "Oh, this dude is British," and because you do it so well, and now I'm hearing you talk, I'm like, are we talking to the same person?
You blaming hype man? You got the wrong guy, man. This is a regular guy off the street, man.
Script goes out the window now.
What you guys do here, man? Like,
you just found the StreamYard link just out in your junk mail.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this?
I think it's this.
Some swag? Is this some swag I get, man, or something? Liquor, some. Yeah, that's hilarious. We got to get you to do the porter too, man. I like you guys.
We'll do anything. We'll take anything. We'll do anything except get the clap. So,
wow. Okay, nice. Okay. I mean, you two won't get it.
Yeah, we won't get it.
Talk to me, guys. Talk to me.
Yeah. So I mean, congratulations on the show, Parker Andersons and Amelia Parker. It's an interesting concept because it's two shows in one, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. So it's two shows in one, and I mean, so half the season is pretty much, the life of the family, Parker Andersons, which pretty much your character gets remarried after your wife has passed on, and you guys pretty much go, England, and then the U.S. and all that, and I mean, and then the other part of the show is Amelia Parker's story, which is your daughter.
Millie, yes.
Yeah, and she's fantastic because she's a silent. It's all about like her mannerisms and her character because it's a quiet role,
Yeah.
And I mean,
she's an absolute star, man. Just so you know, man.
Yeah, she's fantastic. It's Millie Davis. That's right.
Yeah.
And I mean, your character Tony Parker, which is the patriarch. It's so refreshing to see, first of all, an interracial family on TV, and also on Canadian television because it is a Canadian-US production. So for me, immediately when I saw that, I said, "This is good." I mean, we're on the right track.
Well, looking in, you look outside your door, and it's. You see stuff like that, all sorts of nationalities all mixing. I'm sure even in your own family and in England, it's very much interracial, especially like places like London, Birmingham, Liverpool. There's that interaction of all sorts of nationalities. So I thought it was the concept of the show was more than just that. Mm-hmm. And that's what really drew me to it, because we were going to be tackling issues that I think we are running into right now, that we're dealing with right now. And I felt like the show didn't shy away from them, but also in the same way, I also believe the show showed a way that we could possibly start mending. I don't want to say heal from it, but start mending.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that really, Anthony Farrell is the showrunner. And I had multiple conversations with him before I started, and I just really found that under his tutelage, that the guidance of the show was going to go in the direction that I felt comfortable in, and I'm sure the other actors, and like Kate as well. And I was like, okay, we're in good hands, because something like that could easily be taken in a different direction and made more of a farce than anything else.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you're the actor, when you're on like the front lines and you're doing that, you got to have conviction in what you're doing, right? So having Anthony there to guide us and also to lean on rather, I felt comfort in going, okay, let's go for this, right? Because we do tackle some serious stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, we were only able to see the first episode.
What?
So
Got to change, man.
Yeah, I mean,
they referred me to someone's secretary, who referred me to someone else's. They got me all turned up.
Check that, man. Yeah, check your email, hype man, Steve. It's happening, man.
Let's do it. Live streaming now on Snobcast.
This is Snobcast, man. One episode. Heck, man. My boys like that, man.
Thank you, I appreciate that. But seriously, and just in that first episode, I mean, you could sense how, there's two families coming together, both different, and but I like the way it's a family show from what I can tell.
Yeah.
But also, it's funny and it's it's literally forever.
Oh,
I think you're saying how it's for everyone.
everyone, yeah.
Yes, it appeals to a broad
Yeah.
audience. There he is.
I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, it appeals to everyone, and I mean, and I did read that there will be some uncomfortable.
Definitely, yeah.
Some
Uncomfortable
situations that got him so uncomfortable knowing about them that he just froze up.
The fill in the blank possibilities for this clip.
Sorry about that.
Uncomfortable
situations, and
that's the word
in the
well,
script.
I don't know if I would call them uncomfortable, but there's some real situations, and if it makes us kind of like go, oh, wait a minute, I thought we were watching this family show. I think it's going to wake people up in a sense, because I think young people today know more about politics and about social issues than maybe we did growing up. With their phones, the media, the internet, Twitter, the whole 9 yards. So they're woken up. So these issues that we're dealing with, they know about it. It's like they don't have to be at the dinner table to learn about this, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
They have opinions about it, and they are very woke. And I think those are some of the issues that this show marches toward. And like I said before, I mean, I've just not seen a show that's really tackled some of these situations from a family show dynamic. And it's like we kind of like win you over with the heartwarming and the humor, because I find it to be a very funny show.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then all of a sudden it's like this
it gets real.
It gets real, man. And
hype man Steve.
Cool. He's my hype man too, man.
Yeah.
You know what else I loved about it? I love the fact that, I mean, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. Out of all the Canadian shows, or I mean, it's Canadian and American and US.
Yeah.
So out of all the shows that I've watched, very few of them also have like somebody who's speaking British in the show, like who has a British, someone speaking British, who's speaking English. What the fuck am I saying? Somebody who's speaking English with a British accent. Like I feel like it was when I caught on the show, as I was watching the episode, I'm like, wow, like how is there not more British accents too in it? I found like it was so, because everybody else was speaking just normal American English, and then
more dynamic
Canadian. It's so much more dynamic just in terms of just English. I was like, okay, like
I thought it was really cool, and some of the stuff that we say, in Britain, and kind of bring that to the United States, and people started trying to understand what it is that we're really saying, what we're talking. Even within our own family, they have to learn this stuff, learn some of the food that we like to eat, and so on and so on. Yeah. So it's really this mix mash, right?
Yeah.
Of cultures coming together, kind of like melded together with American ketchup. We just don't eat as much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, they put ketchup on their fries, whereas England will have curry and chips, right? So
sounds way better.
I honestly would rather do that.
Yeah.
Definitely rather do the curry and chips for sure.
Arnold, I'm curious to know how this project came on your desk. Like how did this come up for you?
My agent's Nigel was he said, I want you to take a look at this. And I was like so focused on something else. I was like, I don't have the time to do this. I'm focused on this thing and blah, blah, blah. And I kind of looked it off for a minute. And then I said, okay, I'm going to look at it. He was really pushing it. And I started to read it. And I was like, this is really interesting. I had lots of questions. but the fact that we were dealing with some, like I said, some interesting topics, it really provoked me. So it wasn't until I really talked to Anthony Farrell that I decided, okay, this is something that not only do I want to do, I have to do this. And I really think that all walks of life will find this intriguing and find something within it. And like I said, this is not a show that all of a sudden everything's kumbaya, but I believe it provokes a conversation, man. And isn't that what we should be doing right now?
For sure.
It initiates the conversation.
Yeah. Thanks, man, Steve. Like that's what I'm saying.
That's what.
You know. So.
And I mean, were there parts of the script that, like, for you to take on the role of Tony, like, were there parts of the script that you really resonated with? Like, what was something that just?
Well, let's put it this way: there were parts of the script that I wanted to talk more about.
Okay.
And have somewhat of let's say input and more discussions about to flesh things out, so that I felt comfortable or uncomfortable, right, in pursuing. You know, sometimes when you just get a script, you don't always get the opportunity to have input and to put your thing on it, right? And I found with this show with Anthony, we conversed a lot. Like we talked into the wee hours of the night sometimes, just on certain scripts, certain scenes, so that when we came ready to do this, the conviction and the game plan was there for us to accomplish it.
Okay.
And we tackled some interesting stuff, man.
Yeah. Well, actually, in relation with that, was there ever any kind of scenes or topics like you're getting ready to perform all that, and just with the kind of content that you had, you found that a bit even tough for you, like as an actor, you're like, wow, this is a real issue, and it's kind of difficult to kind of carry on with it, or something that was maybe a challenge because it was so real for you?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm glad you got my my questionnaires and you're bringing them back to me, Hype Man Steve. Because this episode hasn't aired, I can't tell you what exactly it is, but there was this one particular episode, there's one particular scene where they were like, okay, Arnold, we want you to, we're going to put you in this outfit and we're going to, you're going to do this. And it's a reenactment of this. And I was like, it was like a nightmare had come back to me, man, because something that I had to do earlier on in my career. It's one of those things where like, man, I don't know why I must have needed the money, man. Like, why did I do that, man? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we're reenacting it in the show. And it took a minute. You know, it may seem like a funny little thing to anybody, but to me, it kind of shook me for a minute because I was like, I feel very uncomfortable doing this.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
But the reason why we were doing it is to showcase that the character was uncomfortable at the time doing it as well.
Exactly. This is what he had to do
Yeah. And when you get to that uncomfortable place as an actor or as a character, I know us as actors, we want to go there.
Yeah.
You know, as uncomfortable as we are or whatever, we're fighting back and forth. There's something there's some truth in that. And that's what lures us to want to do it. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that truth is what makes you uncomfortable in the first place, because you knew it, you experienced that first time. So you're there and you're back, and if anything, you know, that could come out. You know how best to look uncomfortable as your character.
It's more authentic.
Yeah. After that episode, you guys should have me back, man.
What episode? What number is that?
I can't remember, but it's coming up soon. Cool. I'll come back just to
resolve this.
We'll have you back. We'll have you back.
Yeah, because that took a minute, man. That took a minute.
Yeah.
Just so I understand correctly, because like I said, we only saw the first episode. Are you a sports agent or like a soccer agent? Is that what your job is in the show?
I'm a sports agent with only one client.
Which is like your nephew.
Yeah, it's my nephew, man.
Okay.
And, you know, I get paid well. You saw my house, right? You saw my house?
I saw your house, man.
Like, I was like, there was sometimes we walk on set and we were like, what the heck, man? We had this running joke. We have this huge house, this huge kitchen, but in the living room, I think I had like a 42-inch TV. I was like, what the hell, man?
Where's the
You
80
didn't
inch?
need bigger. You didn't need bigger. It was fine.
Coming down and stuff like that. It was just a running joke, man. I was like, did he make 42-inch TV? So it was just a running joke.
I have this in my bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. I don't make hype man Steve money, man. So I don't have it in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think Tom just had a microphone issue, but I mean, but anyways, well, I'm actually curious to know because I'm thinking Hype Man Steve is a bit shy to ask you, but are you a football fan or a soccer fan?
I used to be a soccer fan. Birmingham United was my team. West Ham was my team.
Yeah, East End.
You know what I mean? I mean that's.
Because we're from the east side of our city,
Steve.
too. So I enjoy.
I was laughing at Steve's like, yeah.
This interview was over, man. You laughing at my soccer teams, man?
No, I'm supporting it.
No, not you, hype man.
Tom,
man.
No. I'm laughing at Steve. I'm not laughing at anything else. That was just a funny reaction. I also like that my microphone's working now. Perfect.
He's offended.
Hype man, Steve, we were connecting with our soccer.
I think he got jealous, to be honest.
I think
he felt it, and he was like, "No, I'm not letting this happen underneath my nose."
Like Tottenham all the way, man. What's going on? Yeah, but since being here, and I'm a big basketball fan, man. So I'm a big Raptors fan and stuff like that. But my older brothers wake up at like, I don't know, 5 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning and watch whatever stream they got to watch the soccer games and stuff like that, or what we call football, obviously. So I'm always calling them up and seeing what's going on. And,
the update.
When World Cup is on, of course,
Yeah.
get up to St. Clair to have a drink and kind of bug the Italians if they're playing England or something like that.
Whoa. Now you want to get deep in the conversation.
No, it's okay. They would probably mop us for sure.
But I'm going to St. Clair, It's like, hey, there's that guy. Come on, sit down.
You have to do what you have to do, man. There are rituals in life.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Steve also just wants to go to England and witness a soccer game in a pub. He wants to
that must be outrageous.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Pubs are it really is a social place, as a place where you just go to drink 4 or 5 pints. But I mean, growing up as a kid, I used to go with my dad to the pub and eat crisp.
Yeah.
And your dad's got his sherry or his pint. He's got his finger, tap. So stuff like that. So it was more of a social event, man. And
it's not the same here.
Well, no. I think a pub here is more like one of the cafes we have, like more than Italian places. People, they congregate, they play cards, they might have a drink.
I used to go to a pub back in the day, a long time ago, called the Madison. Is that still around?
In Montreal?
No, in Toronto. I think it was at like Spadina and was it Bloor? Spadina and Bloor area. Okay. It was a nice spot. It was kind of the closest that I've ever been to. That's kind of like a British sort of pub.
Okay.
Oh, Steve, take note.
Take note.
Next time we're in Toronto.
Madison.
I'm actually curious. It's interesting you mentioned Toronto. I want to talk about your beginnings because I love the fact that you started at Second City, which means to me that you're genius at like improv. Because
growing up in Scarborough, you got like the people that came from Scarborough, like Mike Myers, Jim Carrey, and I remember one time I got a chance to meet Mike Myers, and I asked him, I said, "What's the best hamburger joint in like Scarborough?" And it was a place called Johnny's Hamburger. Immediately, of course, I knew that, he knew it, but it was just to hear him say that sort of connection. I didn't get to the point of telling him, I'm in Second City. And I got to meet Jim Carrey one time. But yeah, I mean, it was always a dream of mine to be in Second City. You know, grew up watching SCTV.
Yeah.
And, you know, coming from England, you know, comedy was a big thing. So, you know, I felt very blessed and, you know, one of the first ever, you know, African Canadians to be on that stage. You know, I did Turco, I traveled across Canada, and then I did main stage. And then I was really blessed to get my first movie, which was a movie called Must Be Santa. And it was, at the time, it was the first Black lead ever on a CBC production. And then I got, you know, a TV series and then never looked back. But Second City to me is like the proving ground. Like I learned so much, not just about improv, but also about fear.
Yeah.
And
that's a powerful, about that a bit.
Powerful thing.
Talk to us about that.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, it's all cool to be to do, like, because I was doing stand-up at the time too. It's cool to do stand-up, and it's cool to be, you know, think that you're funny around all your friends and stuff like that. But when you're doing improv and it's going sideways, it's like, you're like, I didn't know I could sweat there. I didn't know I had glands there. You know, what the heck, man? But it really was my college, you know what I mean? Like, Jennifer Whalen, Jennifer Irwin, Bob Martin, Jack Mosshammer, Doug Morales. These are all the people that I did Second City with. So I'm really, really proud of that. Like really, really proud of going through that Second City and to know that your name is there for like
forever.
And your picture's up there, you know, wherever Second City may morph into, or, you know, it's like you're part of that and no one can take that away from you. And, you know, I even got an opportunity to get a chance to possibly be on SNL. So that was kind of cool, even though I didn't get it. Just like everybody else at Second City who gets the opportunity to audition or be seen. But I was trending in the direction that I wanted to go. And, you know, I had that philosophy back then and I still do. It's like, please tell me no. Please say no to me. And I use that like a keg of wood that I can throw in the fire. It empowers me to work even harder and put in the hours. I mean, I don't know any one of your nationalities.
We're Italian.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we all have immigrant parents, right?
Yeah.
They've come to this country. So when you really think about it, it's like your parents immigrated from not just another country, but another continent.
Yeah.
Came to Canada and made something of themselves, right? Or continue to make something of themselves for us to have a better life. Yeah. My parents did the same thing. They came from Jamaica to England to Canada. So what do I have to be fearful of? What, did I jump with 2 feet and I fail?
Yeah.
I don't got no, you know, like kids that, you know, I'm not jumping across the pond to start all over again. So that sort of mindset of immigrants, that's what's embedded in my mind. So that's why I jump with 2 feet, because I believe that's the only way to move forward. And yes, it's scary. Like we were talking about Second City, and that's the whole thing about Second City. It's like, take that leap. And that just aligned with my way of thinking. And so that's why I bring the similarities, the fact of like your parents, your families, what they did. And I always salute, you know, my parents are no longer with me, but my parents, but I salute your parents as well too, man, because they're allowing us to do what we're doing right now, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was beautifully said, and also very deep. I commend you because you seem like you're very humble, and it just, you're very grateful for the opportunities you've been given in this life, you know. And it's great. I mean, you gotta always put in those 2 feet, right? And just
man. Which is why a show like Parker Anderson's, as tough as it was sometimes to shoot, because we're doing 2 shows basically,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
we know we were giving something. Do you understand what I mean? Like we were actually giving something, right? That an audience will be able to absorb and to think about the next day at the water cooler or whatever it may be, right? Or at the dinner table that they're going to discuss. It's not just that half hour that they're going to be watching and then that's it, right? It's not popcorn TV that I believe we developed. It's something that people are going to think about afterwards and discuss. So that's around the same mindset that I'm saying, in the sense of like, we should be very blessed and thankful that we get the opportunity to do something like this. So why not give back? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And sorry, did you guys want to say something?
No. I was agreeing.
Okay. Yeah, some things go beyond entertainment,
Yeah. Steve's like, more levity, man. This stuff's getting heavy. More levity, man. Funky with your hair or something. Come on, man.
Before the mic went off on me there, I just wanted to put in, when I was watching Parker Anderson's, when I was watching the show, I noticed that, and I was just like, I wish this would happen in my life. At least I wish I would have been able to see this happen. I've never seen such an organized family. At the beginning, when everybody had to organize, like, oh, we're gonna go here and she has a class here, and okay, so what we're gonna do is this and that, and I was just looking at it and I'm like, it looks so effortless, this whole thing, and your character just took control of that whole situation.
Everything.
It was
that's real life, man.
No, but it was it was great. I looked at it. I'm like, I've never seen anything organized like that ever in my family.
That doesn't exist. That maybe we need to talk to the writers about that. That stuff doesn't exist. I mean, we had it's so interesting about television that people don't really understand. It's like you can't go to the washroom without telling somebody something. You know what I mean? You can't
go to the washroom.
You just can't walk off the set and go to the washroom. You know what I mean? And so, where's Arnold, man? I don't know where he was. I was like, hey, I was just in the washroom. You got to tell us, man.
Like a search team on the lot.
Has that happened? Has that happened? Have you like? Has anybody ever been like just looking for you? Like,
in my career? When I first started, you're like, yeah, man, I'm going to the washroom, man. I'm in the bathroom break, man. And, you're chilling out in there. You come back and people are furious. Where are you? Why? We need your mic. Uh-oh, did I leave my mic on while I was in the washroom?
Oh, my God. Crisp audio.
Yeah, But, I mean, the beauty of this show is as much as you see us on camera, there's an entire team behind it.
Sure.
The writing team was fantastic, guided once again by Anthony Farrell, but the writing team was fantastic. But our team on set was amazing. It became a family, which most TV shows or sets and movie sets, if it's got that, that's what happens, man. You become a family, man. You getting ready to leave, and some people drop tears and the whole 9 yards. So. Yeah. These things happen, man.
Were you able to? Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But
you started off with, "Were you able to?"
Were I able to take stuff off set? You mean? No, I was not. I didn't get any.
I don't know. I literally lost it out the window.
It'll come back.
It'll come back. But I'm actually curious to ask you about something, Arnold, because you have a massive filmography, all right, and we went through it, the three of us, and we're like, holy shit, this guy's been in so many movies that we watched. and for me especially,
there was a stand-up,
Exit Wounds, and I'm like, yo, and then Steve and I went back and we watched the clip and we're like, holy shit, that's him. And then And I'm just curious to know, DMX passed recently. I mean, did he leave you with anything like on that set that you were just able to take with you, or like did you work with him closely at all? Or?
Yeah, I mean that scene. I'm very fond of Exit Wounds, man. It was really it's a small part, but I think
Steve loves it.
I think
Hell yeah.
pretty dope. DMX and Anthony, those guys are really.
I want to ask about him next. I love Anthony Anderson.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's so good.
They were so kind and you know, we had a great time together. But I'll never forget this. So we do the scene, and you know how the character talks, right, and stuff like that. So we're at the we're in LA at the screening, and you know, I go to D-Man. I'm saying, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, man?" He's like, "What?" And he's like, I thought you talked like this all the time. I'm like, that's the character, man. That's the character. You go, oh man, I'm so happy. Hey man, respect. But you know,
that's amazing.
That was me and stuff like that. But I'll tell you this. Oh God, just to give you guys some love because I like you guys, man.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Nobody on no interview I've ever done has ever heard this before.
Whoa.
Snob exclusive.
Snob
exclusive.
But I'll never forget this. I was doing, you know, that scene where I'm like, you know, I'm your boy. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
So on the other end, what I was looking at when I was doing that scene multiple times is Anthony is mooning me.
No.
Anthony is so funny, man. He's so funny.
Holy shit.
I love that guy. You know, there are some movies where you miss the fact that you haven't kept in touch with people, but Anthony was so generous and such a great guy. But yeah, he was mooning me, man.
Oh my God.
I will never look at that the same now.
He was trying to crack me up while I was doing that.
That's certainly a way to do it.
Oh my God.
A couple takes and then what's another thing I can tell you?
You got to think of it from his perspective too, because you're facing the camera.
Yeah.
He's behind the camera, but when he turns around to moon you, he's facing everyone else.
Oh no! There was a wall.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very stealthy.
All right, I thought it was happening in front of a crowd.
You know, I believe it was my story.
I'm sorry, because I was trying to put myself into Anthony now at that point. Okay, that came out totally wrong.
Amazing.
Okay, anyway.
So many black people's point of views. I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking, man. But yeah, that was a. And you know what's interesting too is like. That I think was it a Lamborghini? I think it was a Lamborghini.
Yeah, it was.
So there's this famous place in Toronto. It's no longer there where they sell these expensive cars. So when you take the car out, there's a little bit of a drop.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it was DMX and that was in there with Anthony, and they took off. So when they took off, it dropped. It scratched the bottom. And
why would they put that there?
I don't know.
You know, like flatten it out. Oh man!
I remember I got an email from a buddy of mine that was on Auto Trader, and they sold that exact car, saying it was DMX. You know, in the movie Exit Wounds, they sold that car on Auto Trader. I think it was like maybe 2 years ago, man.
Wow!
So some fan of the movie bought it, man.
Steve would definitely want to take a ride. Yeah. Steve, you would have wanted to take a ride in there. Huh?
I would, yeah.
That was a lot of fun. And, I really appreciate the fact that you guys saying that. You know, I've been really blessed to be in the game a minute, constantly morphing and changing and just being honest and trying to be who I am. And being in the comedy, being in the drama, whatever it may be, you know, being able to collaborate with some dope individuals, including what I'm working on now. But, you know, I will tell you guys right now, man, like what we're working on right now, make sure to hit my people up and we'll do exclusive. Maybe we'll even do a walk around for you guys, man.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
You heard it here first, folks.
Wow.
Because what we're working on here is actually about it's Montreal.
Oh, look at that. Hey, bienvenue.
It's little
we're ready.
Okay,
Little
Little
Burgundy.
Burgundy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm actually curious to know before we let you go. So you're working on Parker Anderson's and Amelia Parker, and you got this show coming up that we're very excited about. Do you personally have any passion projects that you'd like to see, into fruition, or do you write it all? Do you have things you've written? You're like, shit, this has to be made into something at some point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, me and my writing partner Bruce Ramsey, who's from Montreal.
Okay.
We've got a couple of projects that we've collaborated on, that we've written, that are definitely passion projects. This is a passion project. This particular project's taken me 11 years of my life.
Wow.
So that's a passion project. But I mean, I just have this big thing about showcasing what, like that so-called immigrant life in America or in Canada, that I think is so universal.
Yeah.
That, our families may not be from the same neck of the woods, but that thing of coming to this country, it's like, oh yeah.
They all did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, we had to do that, or coming to this country and being put into the school system. You know what I mean?
I've heard so many stories. My grandfather, when he passed away, was here. They came here in 61, I think, or in 62.
Yeah.
Did not speak a word of French or English for the entire time that he was here.
Wow.
How crazy is that? How do you work here?
Wow.
And and it's how do you just change country, change continent, go somewhere where you don't know anybody. Well, you don't know anybody. They had some family, but it's just such a big move, and that's it was just the reality of those times, and when there was that huge influx of immigration, and everybody passed through the same gate. Everybody had the same, now maybe not exactly the same experience, but everybody came in with the same fears.
That's Trudeau, man. That's Trudeau, man. When he opened up the gates and we all came, man. But the beauty of community, which is my big thing, it's community. Like you're talking about a man who could come here and not speak a lick of French or English, but because his community is here,
they back him up.
Yeah, they back him up, man. And I find that really intriguing. So a lot of my passion projects are either about the past regarding that, or even the present, because we do have a lot of people come to this country too. And it allows me to always constantly see our country through other people's eyes.
Yeah.
What we might think sometimes is like, oh man, traffic was messed up today, or this and that. And people look up from some war-torn countries, man. It's like, oh, the air show's on. That's fantastic. Where they're coming from, those planes drop bombs. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, whoa.
Different perspective.
It's a different perspective, man. So those are the sort of things. And of course, some, I'm always going to have a comedy project. So I'm always looking for that, that sort of aspect, and always working on shows that kind of give like the real life perspective, but from a comedic point of view. So those are those things, man.
Amazing. Arnold, we wish you continued success, man. And I mean, thank you so much for being on the show with us. The Parker Andersons, Amelia Parker, airs Mondays on Super Channel here in Canada. And again, Arnold, you're the man. Thank you so much. And this has been another episode of Snobcast. We will see you all again